Well, the Grizzlies' mindset going into this draft is let's identify the guys we really like and let's do what we can and just go out there and get them. They held the 40th pick going into the night. They end up with the 30th pick, taking the guard Desmond Bain out of TCU. Teddy Hardaway adamant that there is going to be a different product on display tonight than what we saw from this team in South Dakota. He called the last two games of that crossover classic embarrassing, and he said they cracked down in practice, coached harder, and let players know if they did not perform in games, they will sit on the bench. Play like a girl, maybe the best compliment you could ever give, because girls got game. Today, Sarah Fuller made history as the first female to play in a Power 5 football game. ECS's star running back Jalen Greenwood went down with 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He had to be helped off the field and did not return for the game. It'll be interesting to see if he will be able to play in the quarterfinals next week. We're seeing these teams pop up in markets all around the country. What have been the biggest strides, and what do you see it looking like in 5-10 years? Every single player, coach, and staff member involved in this Memphis Tigers football program is tested 3 times a week. And after going through that contact tracing process, they are linking it to what they call a social event. Teddy Hardaway and Tigers basketball getting a big break today. Freshman center Musa Cisse has been declared immediately eligible by the NCAA. Your leader heading into moving day is Brendan Todd. He is not a household name, but he has been on the PGA Tour since 2012. Over the past 8 years, he has faced several struggles up until recently. Cisse described the locker room as hyped after the Tigers get their first home win of the season. And Cisse getting his first career double-double as a Memphis Tiger on the floor he used to watch this team play on. Created a team to help out these Shelby County School football players who were not going to have a season this fall. So we held a tryout. More than 100 players showed up. Only 40 made the cut. But when you think about it, that's 40 of the most talented SCS players all on one roster. Come on back in the WMC Action News 5 locker room, where we've got a pair of Mississippi matchups for you across the border in the Magnolia State.
I'm a ramen noodle guy. I'm used to all this.
All right, I think we need to put a billboard up in this city that says, I am not a silver spoon guy. Ja Morant with the ultimate Memphis mentality. We were talking about how it's a team effort. So when I asked him, how much do you love having the addition of Boylan to this defense? He said, next question, I'm not going to single any players out. Tigers football head coach Ryan Silverfield got to celebrate his first win with his parents, then got a couple hours of sleep and went back to work. Happy Labor Day. When he was talking to college coaches, they said they needed to see more game film on tape, but he didn't have anything to show. He made the move from D-line to inside linebacker. He said he gained weight, got faster, and got stronger, and he finally gets to showcase that. Well, there's some people in life, when you meet them, you know they're going to be a superstar. That's the case for a young golfer whose story has touched hearts across the world. There's a budding name in girls golf in the Memphis area. Claire Hollingsworth, freshman at St. Benedict of Auburndale.
This year, I made it to state as a freshman, as an individual.
But she's also making a name on the national stage. LPGA Girls Golf reached out to Hollingsworth to write an essay for a contest. The topic, where does she get her drive?
Being small drives me to do well in golf and in school, and how you can do golf even though if you have obstacles, like my obstacle is being small.
Her essay was one of 18 selected, and she now has a commercial to capture her story that goes much deeper than golf.
I may be small, but I'm mighty. I'm Claire Hollingsworth, and I drive on.
Hollingsworth stands at 4'9", and she uses the slogan small but mighty, as she's overcome much more than just being small in stature in her 14 years.
It was 2 days after I was born. I was left in a small wooden box near an orphanage.
That was in China. Halfway around the world, Gretchen and Lance Hollingsworth were thinking of adopting.
I started having this dream, and I had it 3 nights in a row, and it basically was we were going to China, we were going to adopt a little girl, and her name was going to be Claire.
Something that was clearly meant to be. 26 months later, the Hollingsworth welcomed Claire into their family, one that loved the game of golf.
My husband had a cheap little pair of clubs on our driveway, and she had one of those fake grass mats, and he taught her how to line up the ball and how to hold the grip the ball, and she just hit that ball. She hit that ball pretty well for her first time, and so at that point he's like, oh yeah, she's playing golf.
So Claire went from spending weekends on the course watching her older brother Jesse to just 3 years ago picking up the sport herself and finding fast success as her dreams keep on building.
To place top 10 at state, and big goals is to get a scholarship to college.
Goals everyone in her corner fully believe she can achieve.
I think she came here every single day to practice. She sees her coach every week. She doesn't stop on the off season. We do not have to ask her to play. she comes and asks us, and she's just extremely driven.
I'm so lucky to be adopted because over there, sometimes you don't get opportunities to play golf. You just kind of have to do what everyone else does.
Over the past 7 months, it has been hard to find the good in a lot of situations. In athletics, a lot has been taken away from high school athletes, especially here in Memphis. Many were left without their favorite pastimes. But someone who once had a door open for them has opened one for a handful of others. Sometimes all you need in life is an opportunity. That was the case for Melvin Cole.
It was a pact that I made in prison with God that if he got me out of the situation that I was in, I was going to come back to my hometown and commit the rest of my life to saving young men that look like me.
10 years ago, Cole started the Pure Youth Athletics Alliance, opening the door for young men to learn in the classroom and train with the former athlete.
I've always said sports was an easy way for a first-generation college graduate to kind of make a name for himself and push that generational poverty.
More mental than anything else.
One of his first students, Tevin Carter, who is there to this day.
When I first got here, I had, as Coach said, a character issue. I did not respect adults at all.
But the reason he sought out Melvin Cole was to train. That was 9 years ago.
I had to get a head start on a lot of other kids, and Coach was the best trainer out then.
Carter would still go to school at Pure, which was a small private boarding school. Under TSSAA rules, athletes could play at partnering public schools. Carter played at Freedom Prep, Central, West Memphis, and was set to play his junior year at Kirby, a Shelby County school that has postponed the season, leaving hundreds without their opportunity to play football.
Come up right here. Make the tackle, okay?
I immediately thought to those seniors.
One of those seniors, Caleb Almo, who was banking on his senior year at Kirby High School to open doors for his football future.
At that time, I really didn't know what I was going to do.
But Cole had an idea: open Pure as a day school instead of a boarding school and form his own team.
We had a tryout and we had over 100 kids show up.
And you bet Elmo was one of the first to sign up.
When I heard Purdue had a tryout, that really excited me a lot. I knew there was a lot of talent in Memphis from Shelby County schools, and I felt like, okay, it's finna be dog against dog.
He was one of the lucky 40 to make the team and transfer to Pure in the classroom and on the field.
This opportunity right here is the one not to be taken for granted because we actually are not supposed to be on the field. If it wasn't for Coach Melvin and the plan he put in place for kids throughout Shelby County to actually play football, then, I wouldn't even be here. I would be probably at home thinking like, what's next?
Instead, what's next is the first game for Pure under the lights Friday night.
Let's go.
A comeback. A comeback.
I can feel it right now. I just can't wait to wake up there Friday morning knowing at 7 o'clock later on we're finna play football.
Exciting may be an understatement.
This was put together in a month, and tomorrow night, Pure will take on Christian Brothers, one of the best teams in the Shelby County area, and it will be your Friday Football Fever game of the week. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.